Libby, I thought Libby had a nice little post game, and Ollie's have been very short lately.
Yeah.
And I do usually remark John Denton, who I love. He always kind of asks a question, and each night Ollie just gives him a one-word yes with a long look, and I always find that very humorous for me, at least. That's what when this team loses and they're 13 games under, that's what I look forward to. I look forward to just a little bit of hijinks in the postgame. I need to be entertained somehow.
Thank you.
If they're not going to do it on the field with wins, I need it in the postgame. So there you go. Thanks, Bally's.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Some great fireballs tonight.
Yeah, man. Yeah, bro.
What's going on, dude?
Well, do you want to start out with the positive?
What is the positive?
No, just play Ollie. Just play Ollie.
Ollie wasn't tweeted out by Valley Sports Midwest. There.
Positive.
I said it. So
What did you just say?
I said Ollie was not tweeted out by Valley Sports Midwest. So I'm scrambling to find the audio. I did see the clip Charlie was talking about. I don't know who tweeted it out. It was not Valley, so I gotta go dig that up. But if
What's
you want,
Ollie? I saw that Mike flag in there.
Yeah, I saw it too. It was waving high.
Yeah. Wait a minute. We have a guy who's being paid specifically to get
We don't have
sound.
Ollie sound.
we have
The manager.
we have the raw.
All right.
Well, it's only like 2 minutes.
Yeah, you can play that
Tops, I
mod.
would think.
Oh, you know what?
How long is it?
I don't know, but we're gonna play it. Here you go.
2 minutes.
Would have played different chances to really make that game turn. What's the frustration that either that didn't happen or that, I don't know. What do you take from that, being able to in that position and not being able to finish it out?
Yeah, those guys take big swings for us, and goalie hit a two-run homer today. Unfortunately, we didn't come through in another situation, but we are. We'll have a shot at this because of those two guys. So that's baseball. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. Yeah.
What do you make of the performance tonight from the bullpen? And Libby gave you guys a good shot, but
Yeah.
we're able to kind of get things squared away.
Yeah, Libby did give us a shot. He did a really nice job navigating that lineup. 6 innings, only gave up 2 runs. Mixed the fastball and the sinker well, leaned on the sinker a little more as the game went on. They were taking some pretty good swings off the fastball. But to your point, definitely gave us a shot. Unfortunately, we gave up a couple runs out of the pen today out of guys that have been good for us. But some ground balls got through, and there's your ball game.
We talked about kind of a arm of sometimes the soft contact just going against you, but how much too does it hurt to kind of give away a walk there and quantity?
Yeah, he punches out Slater and then gets the fly ball, and then the 2-out walk is unfortunate there. Obviously, you don't want to just make him earn every bit of it. We weren't able to do that.
What stood out for you with Libby navigating that?
Yeah, heavy right-handed lineup. Slater and Flores at the top there, taking good swings against him. Was able to do his job and only give up 2. Landed the curveball a lot more than his last 2 outings, so that was good to see. Hopefully he can build off of that, but to be able to do that against the heavy right-handed lineup there and only give up 2 was good. Yeah.
Does it add to the frustration you had to lead the last 2 days in a row? You can't get through that one inning to hang on to the lead. Does that add to the frustration of the whole thing?
Yes. Talking to the guys today, everyone's pretty confident. Everyone's frustrated.
That's a good one, Seth.
In queue, yes.
That's a good one.
Out queue, yes. Run time, 1 second.
Yes.
Yes.
Man,
Can I say something
Yes.
that, again, I like to throw out just questions. I think this is the first time I've said it, although maybe I've thought it the last week or so. Tell me if I'm crazy. Is the season over? This is the first time I've felt like I don't think they can actually come back and make anything of this season because the deficit is too big. And that's not – listen, I'm not saying they can't win 77 games. But to me, it feels like they're digging themselves such a hole, it'll be hard to get out of. You've crushed the morale for the whole season, and then you've flipped your strategy of hopefully being 500 and adding at the deadline to now probably selling. It's like the Blues. If the Blues would have been 7 points better, they keep their guys probably, and they maybe add. And I feel like the Cardinals are putting themselves in a spot where it makes no sense to add. And then it's just going to be this long, terrible summer, it feels like.
What's tomorrow? What day is tomorrow?
Is tomorrow Flag Day?
You're dang right.
Okay, so
You're dang right.
No, am I crazy to think that I now, because even a week or two ago, I still actually thought the Cardinals were going to climb back and make the playoffs in a bad division and in a bad National League where you have 3 wild cards. I no longer think that, and I actually think the season is kind of over. Am I wrong?
I agree with you. 100%.
I have a stat for that. I saw something on Twitter, and it's disregarding last night's game, although it didn't get better because last night was a loss anyway. But the stat that I saw said that through 66 games, which is where the Cardinals were at the time, teams that had a less than 410 win percentage, and the Cardinals were at 409. Teams with a less than 410 win percentage at that point in the season, there had been 455 of them ever, and only 3 of them had ever gone to finish 300 or 500 or better.
Wow.
So
good stat, Cole.
Thank you. And that's just to finish at 500. That's not necessarily, win 86 or 87 games, which may win the division this year. So even if you get back to 500, which again, 3 out of 455 ever, that's incredibly minuscule. That doesn't even guarantee that you make the playoffs. So based off of those numbers, historically, yeah, it looks like it's done.
So I can't say it's over, but I certainly understand and also feel the same way. It feels a lot more like it because of the way they're losing, because of the fact that they got off to that awful start and then seemingly righted the ship and were in a better direction, and now have regressed to where they were early on, where they're finding different ways to lose every night. It's almost like at this point, the margin of error is gone. And so it seems, yes, it's highly unlikely they can get it going. But we've seen before from this team, they rattle off 10 wins in a row, and all of a sudden it looks totally different. And maybe they're not over 500 if they win, 10 in a row, but certainly they're back in contention. So I'm not ready to wave the white flag just yet. But I certainly agree with the feeling that we're getting a lot closer to that feeling like
it's fine.
It's over.
You good with it?
It's fine.
Do you feel like this team, I know it was last week, Ben Verlander had his little clip and everybody talked about it, and he said the Cardinals have no fight. So in saying that, I'm not saying the Cardinals aren't trying, but it does seem they lack that competitive fight and spirit to basically grit out wins at the end. And I think when you look at this one-run game stat, there have been a lot of games that swing on whatever it is, 3 to 5 plays, and they just lose 75% of those.
16 now?
Whatever it is.
Yeah, man. It's fine.
No,
but it's not, Cam.
No, it's not.
What do you think?
No, I see.
It's over.
It's over. That's what I think.
Doesn't it feel that way?
That's a drop. That's a good drop.
But, Cam, like a week ago, if there's 7 or 8, and I understand, by the way, if they're only 7 or 8 out.
Yeah.
I get that. But I'm looking at 13 games under 500. If you had 3 good months where you play 5 games over, it would take 3 of those months to get to 500-ish.
This reminds me of the Blues, man. Like you said it earlier. It reminds me of watching the Blues. We had the same conversation. You're like, Cam, what do you think? I'm watching these guys play, man. They're going to do something. It's over. And then it was over. And they traded everybody away.
What about when they won the Cup? Weren't you saying it's over then, too? A lot of people were.
That was early, though. They made changes early.
Yeah, and their lineup was a lot better, too. They did a lot that summer. Remember they came in that summer? And
it was a long journey back for them, and they did it. I'm not saying that that's going to happen for the Cardinals. I'm just saying it does happen. But last night, you have a bad hot base hit that never happens. Jordan Walker hits one that ricochets. This is it. This is the luck they've been waiting for. Double play.
Yeah.
It's over. Wait a minute. Walk. Hit by pitch. You got 2 on, you're down a run.
Let's go.
It's on a plate.
Let's
go. Get it.
Get it.
No, it doesn't happen. I mean, that was disheartening.
Can I say, though, there's nothing that you can quantify this, but I watch everything that you watch. I watch the same thing, and I don't feel like they're going to win. I don't. I feel like the Cardinals need to be up 6 runs for me to feel like they're going to win a game this year. And when it's tied or it's a 1-run game late, there's just something about this team that, again, it's hard to quantify, but I don't feel like they're going to win. I feel like they're going to find a way to blow it, and that's usually what happens.
And I wonder if that's creeped into their own thinking.
That's what I'm saying.
Ollie referenced that the other day. He said, like, when you have to be close to perfect to win games, that players think about that, and that puts additional pressure on.
Now, Helsley's out. I know he wasn't having last year's season.
No, that's a big thing.
That's
a
huge.
bad thing. And it's one of those forearm strains that they're saying he could be back, and we've seen that before where they're optimistic that it's not big, and then it turns out to be 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You can say whatever you want about Helsley. His stuff is nasty, and I know folks want to see him go back-to-back or pitch 2 innings. But when he's right, when I'm talking about in a situation where he's resting right, there's no one better. I mean, he will get you. He will strike out the side on 11 pitches, and there's not many pitchers that can do that.
What's the text line saying?
Blowing up.
Just mad?
Blowing up.
Or are they also
They're
I feel
pissed.
like defeated? You know, I do think there are a lot of Cardinals fans. It's kind of crazy, but I think they want the team to lose. They want the team to lose to basically force change.
Yes. A little smack in the face.
I see a lot of that.
I get that. No, I see that too. Here's the good news. Here's the good news.
What, folks are still filling the stands? Thank you.
Well, yeah, they are. But somebody, this was on I guess it was on Fox 2 this morning, new pepper grinders for Newt Bar. Somebody sent a bunch of new pepper grinders for Newt Bar, although he's not playing yet. But he's got them pepper grinders in, baby. It's going to turn around, Charlie.
They don't use that
Never mind.
They don't use that anymore.
Oh, really?
Well, you know that. They do that.
Oh.
Bring it back, maybe then.
Bring it back.
No.
No. Oh, Wombat goes, oh, isn't this cute? Stop it. This team is 13 games under 500, and this is what I have to see on the news this morning? I'm tired of it. Oh, they're pissed.
What about the pepper grinder story?
Yep.
Who did it?
Is it a giveaway?
I don't know. He just sent a picture, and I guess Channel 2's like, hey, New Bar's getting a new stack of pepper grinders.
Run it back.
Cardinals fans are like, oh, cool.
Don't blame the local news.
I'm
folks.
not.
Especially Fox 2. Is it a paid partnership?
Maybe.
Listen, when you're hosting a pregame and you have this superhero feature, team isn't playing well, got to try to have a little fun anyway. I know you guys hate that, but it's not like the death march. You can still talk about things and have fun.
You know what? You're right. And we're cranky on the radio. It's fine.
Yeah.
We do this for entertainment value. I'm not really mad about these things. I know you're in a tough spot when you have to cover a team that's really bad. It's not your fault, and you have to try to keep it fun. There are still about 100 games left. I did see that last night where Alexa made a joke at the end because they showed Grimace. Was Grimace there from McDonald's?
Yes.
And
Sweet.
she said something like, they're showing Grimace out there with Fredbird or something like that. And she goes, this game will make you want to grimace. And I just said, that's fine.
That's cute.
Because you gotta try to have some fun in life. It's not, by the way, it's not Alexa's fault. It's not Jim Hayes' fault.
Yes, it is.
Well, actually,
yes,
no.
it is.
Wait, actually, hold on.
Wait.
Can we bring up a different aspect? Was that a good
No.
joke?
Hold on. Wait.
No.
You're bringing up that Alexa said this game makes you want to grimace after a loss as something that some people might not like. What? That was a fine thing to say.
No.
Are you?
My point is,
Poor girl.
my point is, we joke about the cutesy stuff, the superheroes, the burger phones, and all of that. You still have to get through a 30-minute pregame, a 30-minute postgame. There's 100 games left. You can still have fun in life.
Let's take it a step further. The players want to be better. Okay, just let's put this out there. They want to win.
Yes.
Okay, it's not like they don't care. They want Ali fired, so they're going to play. But none of that is true. They want to win, but at the same time, they're still human beings, and there are going to be moments of levity in the dugout, in the clubhouse, even when the team isn't performing well. So let's not call for an assassination squad.
Yeah, people are complaining that the app's going in and out. I don't know what you could do about that one, Cole, but
Putin.
Do
Putin.
people think that I run the app?
Well,
I hope so. I'd
maybe
like for
they
you to
do.
be blamed.
Because of
Well-
Putin and me.
Maybe Hewer should know or something. That's all. Just that's all. Cards to sell to Kroenke. That guy knows how to win. Cray.
What if he bought the Cardinals?
Wow, he's a winner.
What
He
if
is
he
a
bought the
legit
Cardinals?
winner.
You
Great
talk
person.
about a flipping the script.
Wow, Tuna would be like cloud nine. That's his boy.
He's also aged backwards, Kroenke. Whatever work he's doing is working.
He's doing
I don't know how old he is, but he's out in L.A. probably getting transfusions.
There it is.
He's flying to Europe to get a new
Dracula's blood.
organs.
Yes.
But he looks like he's, if he's 70, he now looks 54.
I know.
How old is he? Is he 73? I don't know.
It's nice to be a billionaire.
He's eating a baby iguanas.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Stay
Something
young.
like that.
Baby iguana.
He looks like he eats like just normal food.
75.
Is he?
He looks
like he eats
62.
Yeah.
Still can't do an interview to save his damn life.
Why? He didn't refuse or just doesn't know how to talk?
He just sucks.
Yeah.
Just like his
I like
social
him.
skills just aren't there. Doesn't seem like it.
Well, when you're
did
that
you
well,
see that,
you
Cam?
what's that? What's
So
up?
at the trophy presentation down at mid court, Lisa Salters is interviewing Stan,
Oh,
and
yeah.
she's standing next to him. She's got her microphone. She's got it held up to her face when she's talking. Then she points it at him when it's his turn to answer her questions, and he just leans into her ear and says the answers so she can hear him, not realizing you need the microphone so TV can pick you up. So he's just talking in her ear, and you can barely hear what he's saying because he's not on the microphone. It's
You wanted to
Mic
get-
in your ear.
You wanted to get close to her. I don't know.
Sometimes as the interviewer, you have to say, you can talk into the mic.
Yeah.
That's a nice light moment to say, you can talk into the mic.
Yeah.
She didn't
You need to tell
redirect
everybody
him or
that in the
anything.
locker room about talking in the mic when they're asking questions. That's all. No big
That
deal.
seems like a shot at Jim.
Jim is the only one that does. I hear Frankie and I hear Jim. Everybody else is too quiet.
You pull the hook too tight, the tuna won't bite.
They won't bite.
The problem with Kroenke is back in the day when we used to complain about him, we legitimately could say his teams never won. And now he wins everything.
Everything.
He
He's
won
a winner.
3 straight. NFL, NHL, NBA, essentially in 3 straight years. Championships.
How's the Rapids?
Man.
And what's that? Is that MLS?
Yeah.
Do they win too?
No, because they're in the Western Conference. You know who's at the top of the Western Conference?
City?
A California
Yeah.
team. Oh, we're in the West, of course. Yeah.
Charlie!
I mean, obviously,
Hey, Charlie, what's up?
obviously we're in the West
What's
because gateway to the West.
Wow.
Oh.
You did.
Hey, Seth, size up the West.
Whoa,
Size up the
Charlie.
West for
Whoa.
me. Yeah, I know you just
Quick
called
Google
it up.
Hey, you know who's bringing it up the rear in the
Charlie
Western
loves
Conference?
City.
Just talk about parity. Just talk about parity.
You love this soccer
The Colorado Rapids are in last place in the Western Conference.
It was the Galaxy going into the game on Sunday, and now they are second to last. But top 3 also is St. Louis, Seattle Sounders, and LAFC.
team. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
Why are we in the West? Is there any other teams that are where's Chicago?
Well, I mean,
Gateway into the West?
St. Louis Blues are in the West, aren't they?
Yes,
that-
they are.
Charlie?
They need to have central divisions,
Yeah.
like baseball.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's
I
just
don't
two-
know.
It's like basketball. It's just 2 conferences.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm telling you, that's Saudi. They're coming over. They're taking over the MLS, baby. That's Saudi money. Whoo.
So anyway, back to the Cardinals. I saw a team that really was in a position to fight, but there were some positives.
Working their
back to
tails
you in
off.
the studio.
Working their tails off.
This stinks, man.
Stinks.
The
It's
Blues
awful.
season stunk, and now the
Yeah.
Cardinals season stinks. Maybe you get ahead of the trade market. You know how every team always says, hey, there are no trades to be made? Well, that's because nobody's available. Maybe now the Cardinals get ahead of the trade market and make their guys available. Is that the craziest thing in the world?
No.
Maybe you get the best deal early.
Last I talked to Mo, he said there's absolutely no movement now.
Okay, but there's no movement because nobody's given up players. If John Mozeliak said, hey, Flaherty available, Monty available, Hicks available, Tyler
Goldie,
O'Neill
and-
whenever he gets healthy.
Goldie.
Generally speaking, and I don't know much about these things, you want there to be more activity. If you start the activity, then you have less people involved where you could try to weigh better options. You kind of got to wait for the snowball to start rolling, and that way you know there's more parties that may be interested in what you're trying to sell where you
Yeah.
can look for a better deal.
Doug
And
Armstrong
also,
got
they
ahead.
wanna
He
get-
got ahead, didn't he?
He was, wasn't the Tarasenko deal one of the first deals?
I believe so, Charlie Mullo.
He got ahead of the
So,
market.
yes, he did. All the fans at the Nuggets game seemed confused, like they thought it was a regular season game. I can't stand Denver fans. Patty V. What do you mean? They were partying afterwards, and they're shooting each other, too.
Oh, good.
There were shootings?
Yeah.
Did you see Jokic throw Murray in the pool?
Yeah, that was dangerous. They could have hit
Yeah.
their head. They
It
could have
was
hit their
shallow.
head.
Where at? At a club or something?
I think just I
It
don't
looked
know.
like the facility. It looked like their own facility, didn't it? No?
When Jokic threw him in
Yeah.
there. Yeah, that was in the probably the practice facility or locker room, whatever. But there were shootings when they were partying.
Yeah, not shootings in the team facility.
No.
Like celebration in the air? Or
Yeah,
shooting people?
No, they're shooting people, and 9 got injured. I don't know any dead yet. One guy was climbed up the light pole, and started doing pull-ups like this, like whop, 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 and then dropped, and everybody caught him.
It's impressive.
It's pretty cool. I know how slippery that is, how big that is to hold yourself up.
Probably drunk, too.
Oh, God, yeah.
Don't they grease up the poles usually?
I thought they did.
I feel like in Philly.
Philly,
They do.
Grease some poles up. Cat, Mo
Yeah.
is a jackwagon. Why ask that bozo anything, Irish Sean?
You're right. What are you supposed to? You can't ask him about what's going on or what
I
may
just
go
love
on.
reading those texts because I love his facial expressions when I do it.
Does somebody have to be fired, though? Doesn't it feel like somebody
Kind of.
should?
Kind of, dude. You got to do something here.
It does feel like that.
Do something.
Somebody real or like the assistant to the bench coach?
Even that.
Yeah. I think it's going to be somebody real, though.
Ollie?
Charlie wants a pound of flash stat.
He wants it now.
No, I don't. Doesn't it feel like it warrants that?
Kind of.
It does feel like there could be something coming.
I mean,
I don't root for people to lose their jobs, but also this team is really bad.
When I got fired for the 4th time here, you had a party at your house.
That's untrue.
4th time. God.
You had a party.
By the way, I tried to save you every time.
Yeah.
Personally. I was written in articles that I take less money for people.
Jimmy, that was a 2-hour show, and I laughed the whole day after reading that. That was a Top Shooters, too. God, that was funny.
He likes to take less money.
Charlie just
If somebody
Charlie's
asks,
gonna work for free.
If somebody asks for 50,000, Charlie say, "Hey, I'll do it for 40. I'll do it for 40."
Shut up, you candy
My dad
asses.
showed me that. He called me. He goes, "Dude, did you read the article? What they said about Charlie?" I go, "Oh, let me see that."
Totally
I'm like,
accurate,
oh my
by the way.
God.
I mean, all of that was
And that
very,
was back
very
so
true.
funny. Dude.
And that was back when I thought you and I were cool de la. And I tweeted something, and then you went back at me thinking I'm.
Yes.
And I had to call you.
I know.
We were at Loggerhead.
I know.
We were at Loggerhead.
Remember that, Jimmy? I did. It just hit me. I'm like, damn, I got to stick up for something. It was weird. And I said, I'm doing good over
And
here or something
and then
like
I
that.
called you, and I was like, what is that?
I know.
And you're like, oh, no, you're right.
But I was like, man, I messed up, right?
I said,
I remember
let's
correctly.
do a show. And he was like, with who? And I, not Marlo. And you're like, not Marlo. And we're looking at other people. Then we said, all right,
All right, fine. He'll work for free.
Well, I was already on the show,
No, that's right.
so you should be lucky you're on this show.
I consider myself very fortunate, Charlie.
Starting trade talks is like being the first one at a swinger party to raise your hand. It's better to sit back and wait and see what's available. You might get stuck with a fatty. Jack Baz. Yeah, if you're going to a swinger party, just kind of wait around and then you can pick and choose. Don't just pick the first one.
How do you know this?
I mean, I don't.
That text didn't make any sense
Why?
because they said you may get stuck with a fatty if you go first.
Well,
Doesn't
if
make
you-
any sense.
Because if you're at a big party and the first couple comes in, they might not be the best looking.
So you're not stuck then. That's your choice.
Well, if you start going at it, maybe okay. I don't know.
It's a bad
I
text.
don't know.
No, you do
It's
know.
a bad text.
Somehow you know, and I find that disconcerting.
No, I don't. I don't know. I was wild in juniors and stuff, but yeah.
So as a junior, when you were in the juniors, went to swingers?
No,
party?
it wasn't a swinger party. We got crazy, but
I don't think you call teenagers swingers.
yeah, no.
They're all just sleeping with each other anyway.
Yeah, it was just wildness. That's all. Just wildness. No big deal. It's all
Yeah,
good.
I think there's more to it.
But swingers is
Well, we
for
can
married
move on.
couples.
Swingers for married couples. We ain't playing that game. Although down in Florida, the way couples were staring at Kate and I, I'm like, you just tell. They just look at you in a weird way, like, "Hi, what are you guys up to?"
You hear that, Kate?
Yeah, they're all tan,
And that's the
wife's-
hubby. And that's the hubby saying that.
No, and it's more the wife is like looking at Kate, like, hi. Oh yeah, like, nope, no.
Lake of the Ozarks?
She's mine. Oh yeah, dude. Good morning, Cam, Kat, Charlie, Cole, Seth. Well, the NBA season ended last night. The NHL season will be over around 16 hours from now. The Redbirds still suck. Not much to talk about for 3 hours. I think y'all ought to take the next 3 months off with pay. And to those folks busting Florida's chops, at least the Panthers and the Heat made it farther than 30 other teams in their respected leagues, and I hope Barbie gets 6 points tonight and passes Gabrick for the most points scored by a trade deadline player in the past 10 playoffs years. Have a great day, and always remember there's a nice clean pool and some good growing at my crib anytime y'all want to stop by. I think he's talking to you there, Seti Boy.
Thank you, Hockey
Be
Bob.
chicks everywhere, man.
Hockey Bob has a pool?
And above ground.
So what?
I'm just saying.
Listen, I like to take a shot at Hockey Bob once in a while. He's a nice man.
Love him.
And he got a pool. Who cares? It's
Question.
a body of water that you can
You're
jump
right.
in.
I'd get in that mug.
Is it an above ground that's built into a deck?
Probably. Hockey Bob's in the picture.
That is
Is that different?
Seth won't go over there. He's got his own pool. If you want Seth to go over there, yeah, you got to show
built into a deck. I think it is another step up.
It's funny, man. We used to have an above ground back in the day. Swam in that damn thing all the time.
And now you think you're too good for it.
Well, if I got an above ground at the house now, I think people would probably complain about it.
Are you allowed to?
God, no, I would say.
On the HOA?
God, no. Yeah.
What if it was built into a deck?
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, I want a pool so bad, dude.
And then the side, you stencil like property of Cam Jansen.
Oh, I'd just put trees
Maybe
up.
a graphic.
No one would be able to see me. I'd hide everything. Like, you can't see what I'm doing in there. You know?
Do you have a fence?
No.
Not allowed.
You're not allowed to have a fence.
Okay, but don't you have to have a fence if you have
Around
a
the
pool?
pool. Or just around the pool. You have to be 100 feet from the course to have your pool. At least 100
Gotcha.
feet. And then you put your little fence around there. Then I'd put like little trees up, like yoink, 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 yoink. Nobody's going to be able to see me in that mug. Nobody.
Now listen,
Drones.
my house doesn't have
Maybe
a pool.
drones, yeah.
Okay, I have built-in bookshelves. Not trying to brag, but the best thing if you have a dog, if you have a fenced yard, it makes life a lot easier.
Oh, Jimmy, you're dang right it does.
I mean,
You're
it's
dang right.
It's a game changer. Don't get me wrong. The bookshelves set the house apart, and they are stunning. But the fence is the most utilitarian thing.
Too bad sports betting isn't legal in Missouri yet. I'd be a rich man calling these Cardinals games. Every day it's the same damn thing. Going in at 7th with a lead. Going to the 7th with a lead or the tie game. Bullpen is sure to blow up. Bottom of the 9th, bases loaded, 1 out. Fake rally time because these cheap chokers won't score. 3-1-4.
I'm rich, bitch.
3-1-4. Dang, dang, dang. Morning, boys. About to board a flight to Florida to check out our home rebuild. Hope everyone has a lovely day, Sharon.
Nice.
That's nice. Florida. Man.
Nice little humble brag.
Little humble brag. It was so funny. She, BMW has like a sponsored thing on Twitter, you know? You know how you see the sponsored stuff?
Yeah.
So BMW had one, and I'm just kind of cruising through, and Sharon posts a picture of her BMW and said, "Hi, BMW. This is my BMW, and I love it so much." And I could just picture the text line blowing up if she would have done that here, and I would have read it. It's all good. We all humble brag. I posted stuff on. I did. I do. I posted
You have a
stuff
Beamer.
about-
You like it, right? Kate has a Beamer.
Yeah.
You like it, right?
Yes.
They're good
It's
cars.
Not, and I wish you would have got the X5 because I'm too big for the dang thing, Jimmy. I'm just too jacked. When I get in that mug, I'm like, God, my back hurts. Because my back's really wide, you know? So other
But
than
also,
that,
you're a touchy driver. For example,
Yes,
today's a perfect day to drive your Jeep in. Let us see it, but you didn't again.
What you hiding that for?
You're
hiding that Jeep.
Because the doors are off.
You're hiding
Let me explain it. The doors are off. It's a pain in the ass to put them back on. I ain't going to do it. And I like that Jeep with the doors off. That's the only reason why I want to really drive it. It's awesome. It's like driving a side-by-side. I'm too scared to take it on the highway because it shakes too much, and I'll get anxiety. But out in the back roads out yonder by me, it's a perfect spot to go, cruise out to my dad's house, stuff like that. I could drive it in Eureka, go off-roading a little
So
bit.
the
at my
reason why
buddy's
you
house.
haven't brought it in is
No, I should have done it.
Fear.
Well,
Manchester Road, you say you just drive on Manchester.
Yeah, I know, but then I got to rearrange the cars to get the Jeep out in the morning. And it's just too loud. And but I'll take it in, Jimmy. I want you to see it. I want you to see it. It's cool. You know. Let's see here. Cam, who is your top 3 NHL players who are the best mentors to you? Seth is the man. Thanks, B.
Thanks, B.
Dang, dude.
Is that your buddy?
I don't know who that is.
This bulldozer.
It's B.
We met Seth's buddy the other day in the band. What was his name?
Ryan.
We'll play
Brian.
his song today too. Badass song.
Great or good?
Is that what it's called? Yeah, dude. They kick ass. Who's my best mentors? Man, oh man.
Bergie.
Probably Lou.
Oshie.
Lou. Yeah.
Murray.
Andy Murray. Oh, man.
Cam's a 3-minute player.
I got to think about that, dude. I got to think about Lou's probably the number one. He kept me on my toes.
Say your dad.
Walt.
Well, my dad's not in the hockey. But yeah,
Oh, is it
he's the
hockey?
OG hockey dad, like in this town. I mean, don't get me wrong. But
Paul Correa.
we
drugged
told
him?
that story
You
yesterday on the
drugged
podcast. Yeah, we told that. I've never told on the podcast before that we drugged him, basically.
But he's the one that taught you to play with an edge.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He taught me how to stretch before the game with these like rubber bands. Remember he used to do that, Jimmy? He'd have his own private bag.
When he got to St. Louis, it was a different animal.
Oh,
like
yeah.
no one had seen that kind of new age superstar,
Yeah.
right? Because he
Yeah,
did
I
things
know.
differently, trained differently, kind of did his own thing. Wasn't one of the good old boys. It was like
Always
a different
happy.
thing.
He was always happy.
Very nice.
Paul Correa was always happy. Even when he was not playing well and stuff like that, he'd always laugh. He'd laugh at Walt. He'd laugh at everybody, which I appreciate. Because some guys, it's kind of when they're not playing well and they're hurt, keep to themselves. You know, it is what it is. They're kind of humbled a little bit. He was always cool. Always cool.